We're at a very busy and exciting Rainbow Push event at the Sheraton Hotel, and I think every single presidential candidate are here besides Senator Edwards and Bob Graham from Florida. And we have Senator Barack Obama as a candidate for the U.S. Senate. We just interviewed Blair Hull, and we'll probably see a couple other senatorial candidates here watching the presidential debates. But let's talk to Senator Barack Obama, who is a declared candidate for the U.S. Senate.
That's correct. Well, it's wonderful to be here, and as you can see, there's a tremendous interest on the Democratic side to see who may emerge as our presidential candidate.
Now, why is it that you're here today? Just to watch the presidential candidates, or to also try to garner some support for your bid?
Well, I'm a longtime supporter of Push's. Reverend Jackson is a supporter, as is Congressman Jesse Jackson Jr., and much of the Push family is behind my candidacy, so it's important for me to show the flag and participate in what should be an exciting event.
Now, what is the message that you're sending out on your senatorial campaign that may be different than some of the other senatorial candidates? What's your message and theme?
Well, I'm not sure about what the other candidates are putting out there right now. They haven't really been very clear in terms of their positions. I know that I represent the progressive wing of the Democratic Party, and I have a strong track record in state government of being able to deliver on the goods. So in terms of the legislation I passed, whether it's death penalty reform or racial profiling legislation, expanding kid care and family care to reach hundreds of thousands of families without health insurance. I think that I've got a track record of accomplishment that will be hard to match on the Democratic side and on the Republican side in this race. And I think that if we're effective in getting that message out, then we should be victorious in March and in November.
Now, I'm sure we'll have you on our show again, and we'll talk in more detail about all these proposals in your candidacy. But could you tell our viewing audience, maybe if you have a website or a way people could get in contact with you, if you have any questions or they want to volunteer on your campaign?
Absolutely. The website is Obama for Illinois. That's all one word, Obama for Illinois, at ObamaForIllinois.com. Sorry about that. So and they can also reach us at 312-427-6300. It's 312-427-6300. We welcome volunteers. We've got a surge of them already.
Barack Obama, who's been on our show before, not as a senatorial candidate, and a friend of the Illinois Committee for Honest Government. Thank you for being on our show in this brief interview, and we're going to have a lot of fun here at the Rainbow Push Convention.
Great to see you.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
And let's continue the dialogue. Reverend Jackson, it was very impressive that 7 out of the 9 either declared or potential candidates were here. Are you very happy about that representation?
I'm delighted that the people got a chance to hear their different points of view, the angles, as each of them now seek a niche. And this is very early in the stage. There are 9 candidates. It will dwindle down to 6, and then 5, and then 3, and then 2, because the long-distance runners will have to have a real commitment beyond a loss or two, and cannot just judge their commitment by the amount of money. But in the meantime, in this arena, to have all of them express their points of view, whether it's Caramel, DeBron, or Lieberman, or Sharpton, or Kerry, I thought that the proposition of their sharing was motivating to people.
Now, if Senator Lieberman said that he represents the strongest defense against Bush on national defense and values, and Howard Dean said that he represents the best part of the progressive wing of the Democratic Party, supporting openly gay marriage, which is very controversial, being the most outspoken against the war, besides maybe Dennis Kucinich, where do you think the rest of the candidates fall in terms of the spectrum of left and right?
For them, each one brings something different. After all, Kerry's record as a veteran is second to none, for example. Sharpton's record as a civil rights activist fighter. All Caramel's have run as a woman with a distinguished record as a state legislator and a U.S. senator. Dean brings a quality of a fight in him that's impressive, and credentials as governor. Kucinich is very clear ideological at the time when the country is, in fact, quite ideological. So all of them bring different talents and appeals, and at this point, they're trying to find their way and looking for the niche. I think many of them today got their voice, that they could hear them, and people could respond to them.
One last question, Reverend, is there was clearly a lot of support for a favorite daughter, Carol Moseley Braun, Congressman Davis, the Accountability Project. How do you think that Al Sharpton and Carol Moseley Braun are going to play against each other in terms of getting their base of the African-American community out?
I think it'd be a mistake to limit them in that way, because all of them want all the votes. They're not running for the black vote, no more than Lieberman's running for the Jewish vote. It is not right to do that. I think all of them are seeking to address issues of domestic and foreign policy, and they hope that the appeal cannot be limited to race, gender, religion. That certainly is the hope that we must pursue.
Thank you, Reverend Jackson. 30 seconds. Go ahead, public. We're going down to 400,000 households. Reverend Sharpton, he's running out the door, but we quickly want to get about 30 seconds of his comments here on the presidential debate and his race.
I think it went very well. I think it's important that we deal with the new face of America, and I talked about that today, where it's not about just black and white, but it's all of us. It's Asian, it's Latino. It's a real America that gives fundamental rights to everybody. If the party represents that, we can be victorious against George Bush.
Reverend, thank you very much. I'll give you one of my cards. I'd like to get you on our show.